The propaganda that I never fell for is that the Western birthing medical system just came in and like saved us, all women from, dying, women and babies from dying while giving birth. Birth does not belong to the medical system. Do you really just stop and think about how long we were birthing before this system was created successfully? And if you were tapped in, you can feel the memory in your blood, in your bones of the time before we were birthing within this system successfully, healthy. And maybe you can even go a little further back and remember the time before midwifery was even a profession, and all women in the community, in the village, were walking the birthing woman through the rite of passage from maiden to mother, from pregnancy to birth, through postpartum. Show me an OB that's walking women through this rite of passage, the spiritual. Pregnancy is a deeply spiritual thing. There is no way we can receive the spiritual care, the spiritual guidance that we need by an OB, even by a lot of midwives that are working within the system. Women are not the center. No matter, most of the time they don't even make you feel that way. But even if they do, it's a lie. OBs, labor and delivery nurses, even medical midwives are programmed to fear birth and to fear death. Birth and death are sisters. They do not trust the unknown. They don't even know how to, walk within the unknown. That is a very feminine space. In this false patriarchal model of care, it's impossible to be guided properly in this rite of passage. And we see these people and these systems, being agents of trauma. We are meant to be birthing in peace, being received by the women around us. In the current birthing system, I don't feel that it is possible to truly have a peaceful birth, to truly be walked from maiden to mother successfully. Show me a spirit-led OB or labor and delivery nurses that, are deeply connected to the womb, to the earth, to the divine mother, and are receiving guidance from her on, how to treat the mother, how to treat the baby, how to prepare the space for birth properly, for the baby to be received, to enter earth peaceful, whole, intact. Birth has never belonged to this medical system. It was hijacked by the false patriarchal system. And because the false patriarchy is falling, all the systems that have been built by it will be falling too. Birth looked a lot different during matriarchy, which is the organic system of this planet. And as we return back to matriarchy, it's gonna look a whole lot different again. I've watched a whole lot of birthing videos, hundreds, from animal birth to human birth. And I'm always disturbed when I see hospital birthing videos because I just see the look in most of the labor and delivery nurses and even the doctor that sometimes is there. The look in their eyes, it's fear all the time. These people are trained to fear birth and to fear death and prevent risk at all costs. They're just rushing around, just eyes it's like they're holding their breath. There is no peace in those rooms. And I just think about, I imagine how that's affecting the mother, how that's affecting the baby, being born into environments that are chaotic. People are feeling anxious. People are waiting for something bad to happen so they can, save you. And then I'm like, okay, I don't even have to imagine it, because when I was pregnant, I learned about birthing imprints. And so I started regressing myself through breath work and meditation to when I was born in the hospital. My mom was alone, and so birth imprints are something I feel like everyone should know about and learn about, because they can affect your entire life. if they're not addressed and like healed and cleared, because most of us had traumatic birthing experiences, entrances into this world in environments that weren't peaceful. We were taken away, slapped maybe, weighed immediately, cord cut immediately, all of these things that make absolutely no sense. Like, the system knows just what to do to sever the mother's spiritual umbilical cord that connects her to the divine mother, to the earth mother. And in doing that, the baby also feels severed. And so you're born and you're feeling traumatized immediately. Your mom is feeling traumatized. You're both feeling alone. And this is what they have wanted. Traumatized mothers and traumatized children. Traumatized children grow up and, birth more traumatized children. And in all of this trauma, like, it prevents you from knowing who you are. We live in a reality where everything is inverted, distorted, and everything will be done to have us, forget who we are. Trauma keeps you from remembering, and trauma keeps you in a state of victimhood. It keeps you in a state of, you're going to be a slave to the system if you're traumatized. Like, everything goes back to the way that we were born. But we can heal and clear and work with to better understand why we are the way that we are by going back to how we were born, how we came into this world.